What does it take to assassinate a Chancellor of Germany? Let's watch how this man codenamed the Jackal operates. First, he murders the janitor who works for the Chancellor's company. Then he uses his mastery of disguise to reshape his face until he looks exactly like the elderly janitor. But just looking like him isn't enough. He also listens to the janitor's recording several times to imitate his voice and tone. In order to give off the smell of the janitor, Jackal smokes a whole pack of cigarettes in just a few minutes. After getting everything ready, he stumbles into the Chancellor's company, pretending to be choking on the smoke to avoid communicating with people. After easily passing the facial recognition system, he heads up to the floor where the Chancellor's office is located. Using the usual janitorial catchphrases, he tricks the security guard. But the Chancellor he wanted to assassinate isn't in the office. Only his son, Elias, is. Nevertheless, he doesn't stop. He enters the office across the hall, takes his pistol out of his bag, and loads it with a silencer. Suddenly, an unfortunate woman opens the door. Jackal pulls the trigger on her without hesitation. However, the dull sound of the silenced gunshot alerts the security guard. The guard comes in to see what's going on. Jackal stops pretending and pulls out his gun to fire a bullet. As the guard falls down, he turns his gun on the Chancellor's son. Elias twists and turns, narrowly dodges several bullets and runs into the stairwell. However, this plays right into Jackal's hands. Jackal fires first, hitting him in the calf and causing him to roll down the stairs. Before he can get up, another bullet hits him in the thigh. Just when Elias thinks his brain is about to crack, Jackal's bullet misses. He is spared from death because Jackal's assassination had other plans. Then Jackal dashes up to the rooftop. By now, the area downstairs is surrounded by police cars. Calmly, he tosses 2 smoke bombs into the crowd below. Then he swiftly slides down along the rope and lands steadily in less than 5 seconds. Under the cover of the billowing smoke, he walks through the encirclement and moves into a high-rise apartment. Jackal smiles triumphantly in the mirror, waiting for his target to take the bait. Let's move on to the second part of the assassination. Although Manfred is still running for office and, strictly speaking, isn't the Chancellor of Germany yet, his security level is no lower than that of the President of the United States. It's almost impossible to get close to him. That's where the man Jackal let go last night comes into play. When a son is assassinated and hospitalized, a father definitely needs to visit. Jackal goes to the balcony of the apartment opposite the hospital and removes a glass panel. Inserting a small windmill on it, he measures the direction and speed of the wind. While the Chancellor hasn't arrived yet, Jackal tinkers with the assembly of the weapon. He pulls out the handle at the top of the suitcase, detaches the grip. After fitting 2 hidden iron pipes together precisely, a barrel is assembled. Taking out the stand from the suitcase and connecting it with the gun barrel. With the installation of those small and precise parts one by one, a special sniper rifle quickly takes shape. Finally, 4 long and sharp bullets are poured out of the suitcase wheels. Jackal sets up the rifle and fires 2 bullets into the distant hospital wall to calibrate the trajectory and adjust the sights. No one hears the shots as the hospital floor is filled with people opposed to Manfred. When Manfred's car arrives at the front entrance, over a dozen bodyguards surround him tightly, forming a solid wall of protection as they escort him inside. But this is hardly a challenge for a top-notch assassin. 5 seconds later, the bullet zooms through the target's brain. The bodyguards immediately go on alert and take out their binoculars to look for the assassin's location. Soon they spot a sniper's scope reflecting light from an apartment building in the distance. Unbeknownst to them, this is Jackal's intentional hint. What's the fun if he just scurries away right after completing the mission? Jackal methodically incorporates the weapon into the suitcase and even thoughtfully sets off the fire alarms. 2 minutes and 52 seconds after the crime, Jackal walks out of the apartment and drives away. As he reaches the exit of the parking lot, 1 police car after another whizzes past him. Jackal remains unfazed, lazily casting a scornful look. By the time the police find the crime scene and break the door down, the surprise left by Jackal is triggered. Meanwhile, Jackal moves his luggage to another car and drives away in it. And the car he leaves behind explodes shortly thereafter, destroying itself. The sudden assassination of the well-known populist politician is quickly grabbing the headlines around the world and sparking widespread attention from all walks of life. When the police issue a wanted notice, Jackal is driving to a checkpoint on the German-French border. The police stop him, question him and check his passport and the trunk of his car. Faced with an assassination weapon at their fingertips, the police find nothing wrong and even let the assassin leave Germany. However, as the day passes by, the German intelligence service is at a standstill regarding the assassination of the Chancellor's candidate. In desperation, they turn to Britain's MI6 for help. When the German agent mentions that the assassin shot the target from 38-15 meters away, Bianca is stunned. because the world record for a confirmed kill with a sniper rifle is 3,540 meters. Bianca is an intelligence agent who specializes in firearms and sniping. She analyzes that if a bullet can travel this far, the assassin's sniper rifle must have a very long barrel. But the surveillance shows that the suspect's suitcase is less than 60 centimeters tall. There's no way it could fit such a long barrel, unless the sniper rifle was bespoke. Bianca thinks a professional assassin wouldn't leave a treasure like this behind. If the assassin wanted to take it with him, the only way he could have done it was to put it in his suitcase. There's only one way to do that, and that's to split the barrel in two. As for her view, the leader immediately raises an objection. He believes that a barrel in two parts is the gunmaker's holy grail, because doing so would cause deviations in the rifling, which in turn affects shooting. It's impossible for the average person to make a weapon like this. Bianca counters that there's a man named Norman who can do it. 6 years ago, a gun he made was used in a high-profile assassination, and he's been on the run ever since. Maybe he's the one who sold the assassin such a powerful gun. She says she has an asset and promises she'll find Norman's hideout. Given the lack of other leads, that's the only way they can proceed. So the director entrusts the case to Bianca. Bianca senses that this is an opportunity for advancement, so she devotes herself to the search for Norman. So much so, she skips her daughter's parent-teacher conference. She flies from London to Belfast to find her asset, Alison. Alison is Norman's brother's wife. Bianca helped release her from prison when she was previously incarcerated. Bianca threatens to find out where Norman is hiding or she'll put her back in jail. Alison has no choice but to promise to go back to Norman's brother for information later on. What Jackal doesn't realize is that fate has placed a formidable opponent in his path. The assassin takes the subway to the French train station and walks into the internet cafe next to it. After plugging in a USB to the computer, he logs on to the darknet used by the assassin and asks the client for the final payment for assassinating the Chancellor. The client tells him to wait for a while and that the money will be in his account within 24 hours. Just as he is about to leave, a new message comes in. A new customer claims to be an admirer of his and wants him to complete an assassination. But she says it's confidential and she needs to talk to him in person. Jackal replies that he never meets with clients. The client immediately offers a huge bonus. Jackal compromises and offers the client to pay him $1 million up front for the meeting. The client agrees without hesitation and pays him immediately. Jackal quickly unplugs the secret key and prepares to meet the client. The next day, he drives into a forest park in Sweden and sits in the bushes, watching from the shadows. Shortly after, a woman comes alone and enters the cabin, which is the agreed location. As a top assassin, Jackal doesn't want to jeopardize his rule of not meeting his clients, so he tells the woman not to turn around. The woman follows his instructions and makes her intentions clear. She offers him $10 million to assassinate the world's richest man, UDC. Jackal thinks it's too little and says he won't act without $100 million. The woman says she can't make the offer and has to discuss it with her colleagues. Jackal asks her to pay half of the deposit first and then come back to talk to him. After that, he disappears. On the other hand, Bianca still hasn't gotten what she wanted. Not only did the asset not tell her where Norman was hiding, but she wouldn't answer her calls. Bianca is extremely angry. She decides to use some extraordinary means to force the asset to do the job. The agent goes to the company of the world's richest man and locates Emma, the daughter of her asset, who was protesting there. Bianca uses her power to order the police to arrest Emma. Thus, the police, on the grounds of her disturbing public order, haul her away and lock her in a police van. Emma is then placed in an interrogation room. In order to detain her, Bianca fabricates a charge against her, claiming that she threw bottles at 4 policemen. But Emma didn't do that. She just sat on the street and protested by shouting slogans. She gets angry and says she wants a lawyer. Bianca seizes the opportunity and asks her to call her mother. Surely, once the asset knows that her daughter has been arrested and put in prison, she won't just sit back and do nothing. Just when Bianca thinks she's grasped the asset's weakness and is about to get the answers, something unexpected happens. Emma has a heart attack due to emotional agitation and faints inside the cell. Although the police send her to the ambulance and Bianca defibrillates her herself, she doesn't make it. Emma's heart stops beating forever. Bianca is panicked, but not because she has caused someone's death. Instead, she's worried that the asset won't cooperate with her anymore after getting the news. Compared to her being in a flustered state, Jackal is practically having a holiday time. He drives to a mountain manor in Spain. After putting the gun into his briefcase, he walks towards the beautiful woman who is tidying up toys. He stares at his wife affectionately and doesn't disturb her for a long while. Nuria is very happy to see her husband who hasn't been home for a long time. Actually, she doesn't know that her husband is an assassin. She just thinks that he is busy with work. The magnificent and charming landscapes can't smooth out Jackal's furrowed brows or dispel his worries. Only when he sees his beloved wife and lovely children does he feel a warmth in his heart. And this is also one of the motivations for him to strive hard outside, even though he knows that the road ahead is full of thorns and risks are high. This is Rainbow Movie. If there's a movie you'd like to watch, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Let's watch a movie together and experience something different. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.